I'm Jordan Rayner, and this is the Word Before Work. Today we're reading from Mark 4, verses 3 through 8. Here's what it says. Listen, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow, but when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants so that they did not bear grain. Still other seed fell on good soil. It came up, grew, and produced a crop, some multiplying 30, some 60, some 100 times. Between my research for my books, called The Create Master of One, I have interviewed nearly 100 Christians who are world-class masters of their crafts. When I've asked these people to describe how they discern their calling or their one thing, their responses are remarkably similar. Nearly all of these masters tended to ask three questions throughout the process of vocational discovery. Number one, they asked the question, what is it that I am passionate about? More importantly, number two, they followed the passion question by asking, what gifts has God given me? And then finally, they would ask this third question, where do I have the best opportunity to glorify God and serve others through my work? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's nice. But what does it look like for those three things to come together? How do you know when you found your one thing? I think it looks like the divine multiplication that's described by Jesus in the parable of the sower. In his excellent book, Culture Making, Andy Crouch points out that this is essentially a parable about parables, an explanation of the whole parable telling strategy. What Crouch means is that parables are a lot like seeds, in that the sower must be liberal in scattering them to large and diverse crowds in hopes that their truths will take root in the hearts of a few listeners. Viewed in that light, Jesus' words not only offer us insight into how his word is received, but they also provide a beautiful picture of how we can think about finding and focusing on our callings. When you first start to try to answer the three questions I just mentioned, you have little idea of what your vocational one thing might be. So, you scatter seeds widely by trying a lot of different things professionally. Some of those seeds will fall on rocky places, while some will fall among the thorns, but with enough experimentation, some of those seeds are bound to fall on good soil that starts to show signs of divine multiplication, where the Lord is clearly multiplying your work so that it bears 30, 60, and 100-fold beyond what you should expect from your own feeble inputs. That's how masters describe discovering the intersection of passions, gifts, and opportunities. That's what we're looking for in our one thing. Today's devotional only scratches the surface of how God's Word connects to our work. If you want to go deeper, sign up for my free 20-day devotional called The Word Before Work Foundations at twbwfoundations.com. These email devotionals are designed to help you gain a rich understanding of the biblical narrative of work, how exactly your work matters for eternity, and how those truths influence how we should work today. Sign up for free right now at twbwfoundations.com.